This is the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Tonight, ACC leader Virginia, number 18 in the country, takes on the nation's number 3 team, North Carolina. Virginia is off to a 4-0 start for only the 3rd time in its history in the ACC. 1 game ahead of the Tar Heels and Maryland. The shocker may be at the bottom, where Duke is still winless and losing tonight against North Carolina State. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick, Dick Vitale. It's great to have you with us. Virginia is so much better than they were a year ago, led by the backcourt, but very quietly, Junior Burrow has become a much more effective player.
I'll tell you, Mike, he better not be a junior tonight. He better be a senior. And he really has been effective, especially when you look at his numbers. You look at his numbers now, it's field goal percentage versus his first 3 years. He has really understood what is a good shot, and he has to be effective inside against Rasheed Wallace, especially defensively and scoring on the interior.
Stackhouse and Wallace have certainly lived up to all the expectations. But with defenses collapsing inside on them, it means the outside is open.
That means that Donald Williams starts to stroke the J, baby, and he can shoot the jump shot. He's an explosive player. He likes to make the big shot. They'll need it tonight because they'll be packing it in inside on Stackhouse and Wallace.
Virginia and North Carolina, let's take a look at the lineups. For Virginia, Alexander, Dean, Burrow, Robinson, and Alexander. Corey Alexander back with a vengeance after missing a year with a broken ankle. For North Carolina, under the legendary Dean Smith, here's the way they'll line up. McGinnis, Williams, Calabria, Stackhouse, and Wallace. McGinnis has not only played well at the point, but he has been sparkling on defense.
Very important in this game, Mike, right out of the chute. Virginia must establish, number 1, tempo and rhythm. They must equalize the number of times they go to the free throw line versus North Carolina, who's been on that line so much. It's incredible.
Virginia has not won in Chapel Hill since 1981. Ronald Reagan had just taken the presidency of the United States.
Wow, you know your politics. Also, Jeff Jones was the point guard, and he fed the ball into a big guy by the name of Ralph Sampson.
This is Robinson, a very athletic, penetrating, slashing kind of player. Dean, Corey Alexander, shot clock at 6. McGinnis was so great against Georgia Tech. The rebound to McGinnis.
They really want to control rhythm, maximize each possession. They did, but they didn't score.
Excellent defense by Burrow. Anticipated the pass, got a hand up.
I'll tell you, excellent backcourt play. You talk about guys that can control rhythm. Corey Alexander and Harold Dean. I love Dean, Mike.
He had to grow up in a hurry last year with Alexander out with a broken ankle. He had to take over the point, ran the club very, very well.
Dean spoke so highly about him today.
Tried to arc it over Wallace, who made him adjust the shot.
He's a shot changer, Rasheed on the interior.
Williams trying to penetrate. Stackhouse with a run. 1 and out for both clubs. Dean back the other way. Carolina got all 5 defenders back in a hurry.
Virginia, a lot of patience offensively. Try to get a lot of ball movement.
Junior Burrow.
He has really become so effective on the inside. He hasn't been up and down like he was his first 3 years. He was a Dow Jones special.
I think he forced so many things last year because he felt the pressure of having to do so much himself. Shot only 40% from the floor.
North Carolina trying to show some patience.
McGinnis against Dean to Calabria for 3.
Shooting 59% from three-point range. Dante Calabria.
By far number 1 in the ACC. Corey Alexander tries to lob about 4 feet too far. Calabria back the other way. Kicks it out. Williams for 3.
That's why they lead the ACC. 40.6%. They got 3 weapons that can knock that down. Williams and also McGinnis and certainly Calabria.
And if Williams gets the shooting touch he had as a sophomore and at the beginning of last year before he was hurt, this will be a very, very dangerous team.
He knocked down 10 threes in the NCAA Final Four against Kansas and Michigan.
Jamal Robinson, great penetration, but he missed the shot.
Junior Burrow staring at the ball, never went after the ball on the glass. Virginia plays that tough, hard-nosed man-to-man defense. Nothing fancy, they do it a lovely style, and they really get after you away from the ball.
Not unusual to hold opponents under 40%. Calabria with a double clutch inside, and he'll draw the foul on Jamal Robinson.
Great chance to to win when you can hold the club under 40, and that's what Jeff Jones has done. As you look at Jeff on that sideline, kind of quiet, not really what you would call an up-tempo guy with a lot of funny one-liners, but he can coach. This guy, a little bit. I think he's got a chance to be a coach. What do you think?
No lower than third in the ACC, 30 straight years. And
we've documented so much about his unbelievable numbers over the past 28 years. He's averaging 26 W's, unbelievable. 56 NCAA wins and 24 NCAA appearances, unreal.
Calabria still wearing a little bit of an ankle brace. He sprained it earlier this year. 1 out of 2 from the line. 4-2 Carolina.
You know, he missed the game that they lost, that they really shot poorly against NC State from three-point range. He wasn't in the game. Here's a 2-3 now. They're going to trap out of it. They played a lot of zone against Clemson. They wanted Clemson to shoot the perimeter shot.
And they didn't knock him down either. Alexander, he'll shoot the 3. Short on this one. And it's out of bounds to North Carolina.
Corey could be really explosive. He had that unbelievable second half against Duke.
Duke losing its 5th straight in the ACC, down 16 points. Clemson coming back leading Florida State.
Unbelievable. They've lost 3 now at home if they lose this game.
Wallace with a follow and bangs it home.
Wallace is an inside-outside player. He can be a power forward at the next level. He can make the open jump shot, and he's dynamite around the basket.
Number 8 scorer, number 4 rebounder in the ACC. Virginia trying to move the ball quickly. They throw it away again.
Combination of Wallace and Stackhouse, good for about 40 points, 18 rebounds a game.
Virginia has had a habit of getting off to slow starts this year.
They've really had a habit of being blown out here at the Dean Dome. Oh, man, the last 9 games here, the margin's been incredible.
Great pass inside, the shot missed, and Zwicker can't control it. The last touch by Virginia. Serge Zwicker in for the first time.
The one thing is you don't want to go overtime against Virginia. They've won 11 straight on the road in overtime.
6-2 Carolina, 15:57 to go first half. Some prep schools and high schools just produce great basketball players year after year. Oak Hill Academy has done it. Corey Alexander and Junior Burrow out of the 90-91 class both went to Virginia, and then they got Curtis Staples this year. He's a freshman. Of course, North Carolina hasn't done too bad either. Stackhouse and McGinnis, their 2 contributions to North Carolina.
Oak Hill Academy, I'll tell you, we got the alumni gang here. Steve Smith has done a great job with their players. I talked to Corey about their team this year. They're ranked number 1 in USA. They got a great player, Ron Mercer. Looks like a hunt, Kentucky and Tennessee.
Virginia down by 6 with the ball. 11:19 to go first half. Mike Patrick, Dick Vitale. Glad you could join us from the ACC.
I think Virginia's got to get some dribble penetration out of Corey Alexander like he did in the second half against Duke. He's got to be able to break down the defense and take the ball to the goal.
Haven't gotten much inside.
See, right here, he's got to beat people with his dribble, create some opportunities for himself and for his teammates.
Tough to beat McGinnis. He is just wicked on defense.
2 Oak Hill guys going head-to-head.
Staples, 2 in a row from 3-point range. Now they're saying a foot on the line, it's a 2.
He looks and says, wait a minute, I'm a 3-point shooter, Frank Scagliano. Scagliano starts talking in Italian to him. He can't understand him.
As a matter of fact, that's only the 8th 2-point field goal he has this year. He has 33s.
He just, in his sleep, runs to that 3-point line.
Stackhouse trying to get inside. He's held on the way in by Chris Alexander. Picks up his first.
Alexander did such a great job in the second half against Cherokee Parks on the inside. Didn't score any points, but he's one of the key players defensively in their game plan. They've done a good job neutralizing Stackhouse and Wallace on the interior.
3 team fouls against Virginia. North Carolina has yet to be whistled for long we approach the 10.5-minute mark.
See, they're playing Alexander out here on Stackhouse, and that means on the interior, Barnes has got to check right now Wallace.
And Wallace scores over Yuri Barnes. It's 20-14. Wallace now with 4 points. Donald Williams continues to lead the way with 11.
Rasheed really is moving a lot better offensively without the ball. But here on defense, see, he can zone inside. He's zoning. Everybody else
blocks Barnes.
See, Alexander's not a threat, so he can play in the lane and just really zone Wallace.
A nice catch by McGinnis on a pass that was a bullet.
Great hands.
Calabria, good head fake to get inside.
Left hand. What an acrobatic shot by Dante Calabria. His dad played at Iowa. The Hawkeyes have certainly been a heartbreaking situation, losing a lot of tough games.
Biggest lead of the night, 22-14, and Williford throws up a bad shot from long range.
Calabria. Look at the head fake. He's a triple threat position, and he takes it right by Alexander. And now he hangs, uses the left hand, and he converts it. But was the facing the basket in triple threat position that got him free for that shot.
Virginia, the only unbeaten team in the conference at 4-0, putting that mark on the line here against 3-1 North Carolina.
What's impressive with that, Mike, is they won 3 of them on the road in the ACC.
Three-pointer for Staples. He's hit all 3 shots. Doesn't look like a freshman, does it?
I really like him. Well, you know, you grow up quickly. You play at Oak Hill Academy. They travel the nation. They play against so many people. He really comes in here with so much basketball experience.
He's on Calabria right now. Calabria tries to feed the middle and throws it away.
You don't get that many easy shots against Virginia. Now we're taking a look at Stackhouse here. Look at him laying the screen out front. Almost had a moving screen. Now he's going to slide inside. Look at him doing a great job. Look at him holding him. They're holding him. Alexander had his arm right around him.
Did you say almost had a moving screen? 8:59 to go first half. Carolina by 5. Junior Burrow had it blocked again. Stackhouse.
And then Stackhouse is the first guy down in the court.
He does some amazing things.
Oh, they should have thrown the lob right up to Wallace. He was open.
Here's a great steal by Alexander. Williams is back, so is Stackhouse. And Stackhouse clobbered Alexander.
Okay, guys, good job.
Once you spin in a lane like Stackhouse did, spinning in a lane, his back to the ball, Alexander rotated over and made the strip. Now here's Stackhouse going up with the block. They said he can't play defense. He says, watch me, baby. And now here he is sprinting down the floor. Now watch me. As he spins and pins, as soon as he spins, there comes the Oak Hill connection. Alexander strips his money. He's already announced that he will not come back to school next year. Corey Alexander will be his 5th year. Had a broken ankle, sat out all of last year. Broken in the first couple minutes against Connecticut.
That's his first point tonight, almost a 70% free throw shooter. He said he thought it was going to be easy to come back this year and found out it's been very difficult to adjust. But he's getting his rhythm now. I think that's one reason Virginia lost its games early.
Also, they've changed their rhythm as a team. They were playing at a faster pace early, and they decided to go back to a slower pace. Virginia likes the hand check. And I saw the referee warn him. He said, Scaglione, get your hand off.
Trying to control that this year. 22-19, North Carolina over Virginia by 3.
North Carolina's going to run that high screen.
And McGinnis throws it away. Good defense by Corey Alexander. That's the 6th turnover for North Carolina.
Like anytime you can do these 2 things. One, control the rhythm and tempo of the game. You got a chance to win. If you can force turnovers with the defense like they do, you got a great chance to win. Virginia's always going to give you a solid defensive effort.
They get out a little quicker on Staples now when he touches the ball. You find out shooters in a hurry.
Well, I think they should know that earlier in terms of studying that scouting report. He is a stationary jump shooter.
Dean, pretty shot. Harold Dean.
Big-time player. He's a PT peer. He's going to make a lot of All-American teams next year. Top 15 in America. He's a 2-way guard. Play either guard slot.
Virginia within 1. The steal by Staples. Leans into one. Calabria with a block. And the save for Carolina. Virginia gets it back. Corey Alexander. Burrow tried to get the follow here. Stackhouse.
Give it up and get it back, Jerry. Give it back to Jerry. There it is. Yes, sir. Hello, Jim and Jerry.
He runs as fast as any big man I have seen in years. He's a sprinter.
And he plays so hard. He's a tenacious competitor. Dean wants him to work a little bit more on the defensive end.
North Carolina has blocked 5 shots in the first 13 minutes of this game.
He's a momentum builder. He gets the crowd in the game because he's exciting.
Junior Burrow with a jump hook. That's tough to block, and he has 4.
He seals off really well inside. He sealed the big guy off, shot the jump hook, protected the basketball. Alexander really denying and keeping the ball out of Stackhouse's hands. See, watch him right here. He'll play off a little bit on the perimeter, number 30. Really checking him tough.
That's all they ask him to do. They don't expect any points out of him.
Oh, Dante with an illegal screen. They missed it on a baseline.
Williams leans into a runner and hits it.
He's got the touch tonight. He's got that feathery touch.
Donald Williams has 13 points.
Help me out, Mike. ITZ in the zone?
That's it.
got it, John Saunders. I'll see John tomorrow down in Arizona.
A three buried by Harold Dean.
What a weapon they have on a perimeter. You got Dean on one side, and then on the other side, you got a guy like Staples and Alexander in the middle.
Excellent guards. McGinnis trying to get to the baseline against Corey Alexander. No whistle. Stackhouse for three. Wallace tries the one-hand jam. Follow doesn't get it.
This Alexander bothered Stackhouse on that shot with his size.
Staples. Stackhouse with a rebound.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Rashid, good night. They love it at Chapel Hill, baby.
When he missed the one earlier, tried for the one-hand jam, follow, and fell down, he had this little sheepish grin on his face like, oh, geez, I don't feel real good about this.
Now they go into a 2-3 zone. It was very effective in their game against Clemson. They're like Virginia. So you got to get out of Virginia's shooters.
Dean, double clutch, he's fouled inside. Stackhouse picks up his second personal.
What makes Rashid so special, his ability to run the court. There he is, number 30 at 6'10". And there's the great timing jam to catch him out of Simon Gratz. If Virginia ever got Lawson, Jason Lawson, who plays for Villanova, he told them yes, and then he told them no. There it is. Mr. Wallace, who came out of Philadelphia as well. That's the one element they're missing. Virginia doesn't have a major scoring factor in the inside other than Burrow.
Dean, the second best free throw shooter in the ACC, nearly 85% this year.
He was great last year, Mike, in the ACC tournament. That's when he became really special. They went to the final game, lost to North Carolina in the final.
He and Jamal Robinson put on quite a show. Robinson got the starting job at that point.
Yeah, Robinson has really been a disappointment. He'll be the first to tell you. I was teasing with him today in front of us. We're looking at Jamal. I was teasing with him outside before the game, and he said, hey, I'm going to break out of it. I know I am, Coach.
We are tied at 28, 5:07 to go first half.
We're going to watch Junior Burrow get on the interior. Look at the smile on Corey's face. He's playing against his alumnus, his buddy, Jerry Stackhouse. There's the catch inside. Now watch him spin to the lane. Freeze it right here. See, now right here, as he goes up to block this shot, he's trying to use the right hand. Freeze it. I wanted to show right there. I missed it, my fault. But basically, if he uses the left hand to try and block that shot, he's got a better opportunity of using the right hand. All great shot blockers normally like to use their left hand, like David Robinson and Bill Russell. He came across the body with the right, and he was able to get the shot off Burrow by sealing him off.
Well, he's blocked enough of them. Junior Burrow only 2 out of 6 from the floor and 4 points in the first half. Tied at 28, 4:56 to go. This is Shammond Williams now running the ball club with Donald Williams in the backcourt for Carolina.
Shammond got 10 good quality minutes against Clemson.
Here's Landry with a runner. He's a walk-on. He's a 5'8" Kappa who's getting a lot of playing time this year.
Great student, but he's also a solid defensive player who can make the open shot. You got to make North Carolina go to their bench. Then they become very mediocre.
Barnes trying to back in, wasn't paying attention. Donald Williams reached in and knocked it away. Shammond Williams finally decides to take the three and drains it.
He's going to start to get some quality minutes. He was recruited at the end last year at Fort Union Academy by Kentucky as well. Was one of those late bloomers, almost like a Harold Dean.
When he was in high school, he wasn't recruited heavily by anybody. His stock really went up after a year of prep school.
Exactly. Same thing with Dean.
Dean will try to tie it with 3 and does. 31-31. Harold Dean has 13.
Shoots with so much confidence. They're going to average better than six threes a game, and that'll break the school record.
Landry, Zwicker, Shammond Williams, Geth. Dean Smith going as deep as he can possibly go as Geth misses the free throw and draws the foul.
My day.
Virginia on a 17-9 run to tie North Carolina at 31, 3:35 to go first half.
Dean playing out here on McGinnis. He's a tough defensive player, number 21.
Calabria in the lane, hits it in, gives North Carolina a 2-point lead again.
Alexander made no effort whatsoever to get a hand up. You can't let Dante Calabria get a good look at the basket.
Corey Alexander with a penetration and put it in.
That's what he's got to do. He's got to strip the defense, use dribble penetration, and break him down with his great explosiveness.
McGinnis for three.
Jim McGinnis gives him such an offensive threat out of the perimeter. I like Phelps defensively, but I like this guy a little better on the offensive end.
And I think McGinnis is a better defender. You just can't get by him.
I like Phelps defensively, don't like him. He's a great defensive player.
Reach-in foul on Stackhouse. That's his third. And that is a huge foul. 3 on Stackhouse with the lack of depth for this club.
Well, you take a look right here. They're averaging 39 a game between them. Tonight they have only 8. Yeah, you look at the situation, they're +3, only getting 8 out of them, and that's because of Donald Williams, and Calabria is really playing well.
Non-shooting foul. All 3 team fouls against North Carolina are on Stackhouse.
Here's the 2-3 zone right now. Zwikker and Wallace along the baseline.
Dick, they really have to zone with Zwikker in there, don't they?
Exactly, because right now, he doesn't have the foot speed to go chase people around the court. You can play off Alexander, though, because he's not a threat on the inside.
Corey Alexander misses the 3, and Zwikker with the rebound.
I'll tell you, he's made himself a player, Zwikker. A lot of hard work.
Averages nearly 5 rebounds a game. Wallace misses the jump hook. The rebound to Williford.
Right, Harold Dean, he's wide out. He missed them. Should have had it to him a little sooner. What a great look.
Dean fouled on the way in as he tried to drive the lane.
Take a look right now. Look at the minutes right now. Starting 5 in ACC games. Those are the real quality games. They're averaging better than 30 minutes a game. You get into their bench, Mike, you get a shot against them. If you can get one of these guys in foul trouble. The only game they lost, Calabria didn't play.
Reminiscent of the championship season when you go back to all the great players they had in 81-82.
Perkins, Worthy, and Jordan. Black and Barty.
Burrow has it knocked away. The 6th turnover for Virginia. McGinnis back the other way. Zwikker against Burrow. Bad looking shot that time.
Yeah, not really pretty. It looked like my little jump hook.
It wasn't that bad. Staples back in the game, misses the 3.
Got to stop the basketball against North Carolina. He can't allow dribble penetration. Dean now rotates over, is playing Calabria. Alexander rotates out on McGinnis.
Different team without Stackhouse on the floor, isn't it?
Well, certainly such an offensive threat he is from the baseline.
McGinnis to Zwikker. Shot clock at 10. Donald Williams against Staples. Staples did a good job, stayed right in front of him, got a piece of the ball and possession.
I'll tell you, he wasn't intimidated, the diaper dandy. Staples says, I can play you head-to-head. I'm not going to be intimidated just because you were MVP in the Final Four.
That got Dean Smith up off the bench, but it looked like a good call from here.
Well, you think Dean wants a call?
Corey Alexander for 3. We're tied again at 36.
If he starts to heat it up, he's got to think offense a little bit more. I know he's trying to play within the system, but he is absolutely what I call a lead guard, not a point guard.
Wallace backs in. He'll get the foul. The shot won't go, and bodies go everywhere. Delta Faucet halftime report coming up. We'll update you on the ACC as well as a look at the Southeastern Conference. All the scores and highlights out of the top 25. An unusual situation for North Carolina as they will shoot a free throw. 64.9% as a team, even though they've hit 3 out of 4 tonight. That is the worst since 1953 and 54. That's incredible that this team has shot that poorly from the free throw line, and they're last in the ACC.
That's the worst in Dean Smith's era in terms as a coach in his history, shooting that low on the free throw line. Normally much higher than that. I got that statistic from Barry Jacobs, who's an absolute walking encyclopedia from the ACC manual.
Wallace missed the second one and missed it badly, but McGinnis swiped the rebound.
McGinnis has that great size you like in a point guard. He has scoring ability, but at 6'4", he can look over the top of the defense.
They're going to play for 1 shot, leading by a point.
We've got a good game going. I'll tell you, this really
could go all night, Dick.
You know, 4-0 in a conference with 3 wins on a row. This would be unbelievable if Virginia could ever steal one here and be 5-0 going home with 3 straight at home.
Williams has to force it. a fall-away three with a hand in his face.
I mean, take a look at this. A hand right in his face, as Mike just said. Nothing but that.
He's hit 6 of 7 shots from the floor. Carolina leads it by 4. It's 40-36 here in North Carolina, courtesy of Donald Williams hitting 4 out of 4 3-pointers in the first half with a 4-point lead. And Dick, we talked about the fact that when you sag back on defense, the outside is going to be open. And Donald Williams looks like he's regained the form he had last year before he was hurt.
Hey, how would you like to have a third option like Donald Williams stroking the J? Unbelievable, especially in that transition game. We'll take a look at the transition game. Take a look right now of Dante Calabria with the basketball. He's going to push it to the center of the floor. As he gets to the center, freeze it. Now right here, he'll take the ball to the lane, and this is Donald Williams. The first rule is you must stop the ball, but look at Virginia's players. They don't even see the ball. You have to see the basketball. Now here goes Calabria into the lane, freeze it. Now right here, Williams shades to the three. Calabria knows he's there. Look at Alexander. He's staring here, doesn't find his man. And Donald says, get me the rock, baby. And you know the ultimate. 4 for 4, tickles the twine, NBN, nothing but nylon. What a first half.
16 points at 4 for 4 from three-point range. He's the leading scorer for North Carolina. One player in double figure for Virginia is Harold Dean. He has 13 points. He hit 3 out of 3 from three-point range. Curtis Staples was also hot from out there. In fact, the guards for Virginia had 28 of their 36 points. Junior Burrow has been a non-factor, only 4 points inside.
I think the big statistic is the fact that Virginia has neutralized them on a free throw line. Take a look right here as we look at the free throws. 4 for 4 and 4 for 6. As we said earlier, in the last 3 games, they have outscored their teams. Unbelievable. 54 for 79 has been North Carolina, and the teams against them 6 for 13 on a free throw line. Unbelievable that Virginia, that was one of their elements.
Wallace scores. First 2 points in the second half, the lead is up to 6.
Mike, during the break, you and I talked about how North Carolina's got to get Wallace the ball down deep. First possession, he catches it inside, he scores. That'll open up the perimeter. Stretches the defense.
Junior Burrow comes outside, misses the shot. He's 2 for 7 tonight.
Trying to get Wallace away from the goal.
Calabria, Jamal Robinson knocked it away from him, and Chris Robinson with a loose ball. The 8th turnover against the Tar Heels.
Jamal Robinson's got to start to really step his game up on the wing.
Junior Burrow blocked again by Wallace. Tries to take it up again. Blocked again. One more time. Missed it. He is totally intimidated by Wallace.
He anticipated the third block as well. Look at that change of direction by McGinnis.
And McGinnis hits it at the other end.
What a great change of direction from the right hand to the left hand. Little shake and bake. But it was all created by the tremendous shot blocking ability of Rasheed on the interior.
Corey Alexander short on the 3, and if I'm Virginia, I don't go back inside right away, do you?
Exactly. Hey, I talked to Peter Herman today. He's an assistant with Virginia. He coached David Robinson. Take a look right now, Rasheed. Rejection 1, and now we see rejection 2, and the third time he says, oh, here he comes, so I'm going to blow this one. And he misses the layup. Peter Herman, who does an outstanding job on that sideline, told me that he thinks Wallace is very similar to David Robinson at the same stage. Just a look at Peter Herman, former head coach at the Naval Academy.
Stackhouse with a great drive. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but will pick up the foul on Burrow.
I'll tell you, he made the comparison to David Robinson as we look at the numbers here. Our people do such a great job coming up with these numbers. David, obviously, his numbers went up and up because he didn't play with the kind of personnel that Rasheed's playing with in terms of more balance. But David has become such a dominant player. His senior year was player of the year.
Stackhouse hits the shot. Dean Smith said before the season started, he needs to make the easy play, not the hard one. Well, he's making them all now.
I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be tough to keep him in school with the kind of dollars that are out there. In fact, Mike, a lot of people say now that he probably would be the first pick and Joe Smith the second if you looked at just the 4 years of all the players. If they were all to come out, they'd be 1-2 in the draft. Remarkable.
Biggest lead of the game right now, 46-36 for North Carolina. Foul is going to be on Donald Williams, his second. Keep an eye on Stackhouse. Remember, he had the 3 fouls in the first half. Starting the second half, I'm surprised Virginia hasn't tried to work on him a little bit.
He had only 1 point at halftime against Clemson and had a big second half. He can be so explosive, leading the ACC in scoring.
Alexander to Burrow, nice pass, and this time they'll get the foul inside.
You know, it's amazing. You think about Virginia, defensively they excel. They hold teams to 37%, first in the ACC. But tonight, North Carolina, with the extra pass, the ball movement, player movement, good shot selection by Donald Williams, has really cut their defense apart.
22 of the last 24 years, North Carolina has shot better than 50% from the floor.
This is getting to a danger part of the game for Virginia, Mike. It is spurt right now by North Carolina. They must neutralize that and must put a little spurt. Virginia needs a spurt.
There's Junior Burrow with only 4 points. One of only 4 players ever in Virginia history in the top 10 in both points and rebounds. Who are the others? Sampson, Stiff, Wally Walker. Pretty good company.
Not bad company. In that 1981-82 team, the last team to win in Chapel Hill, the director, the guy on the court making all the passes was Jeff Jones. He was the youngest guy hired in ACC history. He was like 29 when he was hired. He's only 34 now. So young with all that experience. And ready for this? Only coach in ACC history to win 20-plus in his first 3 years.
Junior Burrow hits both free throws. It's been a struggle for him tonight. Only 2 out of 10 from the floor. But the 2 free throws cut the lead to 8.
They need a defensive stop now. Carolina got into one of their patented spurts.
Zwicker is in for Wallace. Here's Stackhouse driving on Chris Alexander. That's 3 on Alexander.
They tried to run a little isolation for Stackhouse on the wing. Dean Smith told me tonight, he said he loves the games, especially the real tough ACC tests. He likes practice. Doesn't like those games when you're expected to win. Now here's Stackhouse going to go in a little one-on-one maneuver right here. He's got that explosive first step.
If he can get Alexander to come out on him, he certainly has the quickness to get by him. Alexander's had a lot more success when they're down low.
They make a change defensively now. Yuri Barnes is going to check Stackhouse.
Trying to keep Chris Alexander from getting more fouls. McGinnis short on a jumper. Calabria offensive rebound.
Came right in his hands. Didn't have to get off his feet for that one. Uh-oh, wide open Stackhouse.
Stackhouse for 3. Zwicker keeps it alive but pushed off underneath.
Timmy Higgins with the call. Higgins, one of the premier officials in the ACC. Hey, I think the ACC is the best conference in basketball. I really do, Mike. I think it's outstanding. I would rate the SEC this year number 2. The Pac-10 with 6 teams that are probably legitimate top 25 teams is probably the most improved conference. Then the Big East, the Big 10, and the Big 8 would be my Super 6. And I'll tell you what, you tell Digger Phelps, I'll give him the nation. And I will take the ACC, and I will take 8 players from the ACC, and we will blow them out. You be my assistant. He has John Saunders, his assistant.
Harold Dean will draw the foul on Calabria, who thought he had a charge.
There's 5 teams in the ACC in the top 25, and that doesn't include Duke, who's really struggling now. The Pac-10's got 5. You can throw in also California with Stanford and Oregon, Arizona State, the 2 heavyweights who I'll see tomorrow night, UCLA and Arizona. I can't wait to get to Tucson for that one.
And what is going on in the Big Ten?
Oh,
nice inbounds play. They just left him wide open.
Big play by Burrow. They needed that score. They got 4 in a row now.
Cuts the lead to 6, 17:08 to go in the game.
They don't want to go away. They're a pesky team, but go inside to the big guy.
Wallace, nice, soft touch. Didn't try to do anything more with it than he needed.
So agile, so mobile. He's not fragile. He's hostile.
Corey Alexander to the baseline. Good team defense by North Carolina, and McGinnis is right in front of them all the time.
When I say hostile in a very positive way, he reminds me so much of the toughness that Alonzo Mourning possessed when he played for John Thompson and Georgetown.
Burrow trying to work on Wallace. Fall away jumper, Junior Burrow. He now has 10 points after a real slow start.
I think it's smart going inside the Burrow, making Wallace have to play some defense.
Wallace from the baseline missed the shot. Burrow with a rebound. And Junior Burrow all of a sudden has really come alive.
He's really improved, Mike. He was so inconsistent his first 3 years. You'd see moments of greatness, and then you'd wonder what would happen.
That was a silly foul by Rasheed Wallace down at the top of the circle reaching in.
He still makes those young mistakes. Remember, he didn't get a lot of minutes. When you think about last year, when I say a lot of minutes, most programs you'd have played 35 a night. Well, there in contrast there, he didn't get those kind of minutes. There's Dean Smith, who'll ultimately become the all-time winner. Adolph Rupp has them now at 876.
And Dean at 814, about 2.5 years away. And the jumper by Staples, another three.
Can he shoot the rock? Can he flat out shoot the rock? Curtis Staples.
Staples has 11. The lead has been cut from 10 to 3. No quit in the Cavaliers. Wallace again, baseline, short again. Junior Burrow, nice defense. And now McGinnis is fouled on the follow.
There's that size of McGinnis where you can invert your guards. You can take your big guards like Louisville has done for years when they had Darrell Griffin and they had Milt Wagner and company. Invert, bring those guards to the inside. Take a look at this right. You were telling me this tonight. I didn't know this. Mike told me this earlier. Look at his made field goals in terms of 3 points and 2-point goals. Unbelievable.
He doesn't shoot any twos. They're all from long
range. He goes right to that 3-point line.
Yeah, but wouldn't you if you hit it that many?
Oh, especially with that kind of touch.
McGinnis, 60% free throw shooter on the year. And you see Indiana just escaping against Penn State. McGinnis hits the second one.
Penn State's really had a great start this year. Their best record in like 41 years. And I'm not talking football, baby. Hey, take a look right here. I'm going to tell you something, Mike. We're going to take a look at our center when we play against Digger and John. Right here. Watch him. You guys try to defend this. Number 30. Watch my guy Wallace get free inside. Look at Burrow now checking him. Now here goes Wallace with eye contact. We're going to get into this. Seal him. Freeze it. See how he seals him off, and then he shows the big hand. They throw the lob. He's got him right here sealed to the goal. Now he releases. They throw the ball up to him. There's the catch, and now he's up and inside. And there's no way John or Digger will be able to figure out a game plan to stop him, Mike, and that's why you and I will go to the winner's circle. We go with Joe Smith. Hey, we go Joe Smith, Cherokee Parks, Stackhouse and Forrest, Surratt. We go with Travis Best. Are you kidding me? And Childress and Tim Duncan? Forget it. Blowout City.
Corey Alexander to the baseline. Doesn't shoot over McGinnis. Burrow lost the ball. McGinnis, great play. Bounced it off Junior Burrow.
Jeff Jones not happy with that play on that sideline.
Really giving Junior the eye on that one. Maybe trying to do too much.
He told me several years ago they went to the Sweet 16, but this team has more potential. They haven't blended yet like you'd like. They're getting a little better and better. They got 3 games coming up in a row at home. If they can really, win on their turf, something they didn't do earlier this year, losing to Stanford and Ohio U.
And this is probably the first time in Jeff Jones' coaching career he's ever come to Chapel Hill with more players than North Carolina has.
Exactly. He's a little deeper. McGinnis has done a solid job defensively. Now he's showing offensively. He's saying, Corey, you may be a little bit more experienced, but I'm going to show you I can flat out run.
Wasn't that pretty? Was going to pass. No one covered him. Left alone. He just flipped it in.
Corey's got to find a way to start to get some shots. They're going to lay some screens for him. Get him involved offensively.
Dean looks to Burrow.
Here's McGinnis now checking Corey Alexander.
Shot clock at 10.
Got to beat him one-on-one with the dribble move.
Travis Best tried this without success against
what a great switch.
And that's a block and a good call, even though McGinnis took a real shot and went down hard.
Well, McGinnis did an excellent job taking away the dribble penetration of Dean by stepping out. Take a look at McGinnis defensively against Simpkins, who's outstanding. Travis Best.
Just look at the shooting there. Simpkins 1 out of 5, Best 4 out of 14, Alexander 2 out of 6, and more than that, there were a lot of times they couldn't get shots off. They had to dump it to somebody else because of his defense. Burrow gets it to Barnes. He misses. The rebound to Pierce Landry.
And I love the way he handles the rock. He's up the court. He's got that great vision. 3 outstanding second-year players, Stackhouse, Wallace, and McGinnis.
Junior Burrow called for holding inside. That's his 3rd. He and Chris Alexander both with 3. And Chris Alexander will check back in. Burrow will sit down with 14:26 to go.
Mentioning Stackhouse and Wallace as only second-year players. I'm prejudiced. I'd love to see them stay in college the entire 4 years. But, Mike, the dollars are so astronomical for the guys that go in at upper 5. It's very difficult to make that decision. It's almost a no-brainer when you look at $60, $50 million.
In fact, some of those basketball players actually make more than you do.
Oh, wow. yeah. Everybody, I get a lot of exposures.
Stackhouse down the lane. He's fouled. Barnes picks up his 2nd.
Texas, they got an outstanding backcourt with a big blowout tonight. Renshaw certainly can play, and Roderick Anderson for Tom Penders. They played North Carolina really tough.
Stackhouse blows by Barnes and had it blocked by Alexander. Got it back and scores.
So strong. He's super strong. He's got great upper body strength as well as the great lift with the legs.
Dean could have been 4 from that range. 54-45. Carolina looking for a run.
There it is.
Donald Williams.
There it is.
Another one.
Might get a TO, baby. Hey, Jeff, you got to think about a TO, baby. Got to think about a TO. There it is. Time out.
57-45. Carolina streaks to its biggest lead of the game.
Hey, Mike, when we're in a gym and we're teaching our players, the first thing we want to teach is you got to stop the basketball. Watch it right here. Freeze it. See, now he's thinking shot. Finally, he rotates out, but it's too late. That ball should have been stopped back here. You got to stop the progress of the basketball. McGinnis goes there and knocks it down. Oh, Williams, I tell you. There it is. Count it.
Donald Williams, 5 out of 5 from three-point range. North Carolina has the biggest lead it has enjoyed all night, 12. And here's the game summary from three-point range. Both teams have done a great job, but North Carolina a little bit better on the interior thanks to Wallace and Stackhouse.
And Jeff sweating a little bit. The bottom line is you got to stop the progress of the basketball. Williams brings that ball up the court. You got to find him and you got to stop his penetration.
Staples, Dean, and Corey Alexander all in the game at the same time now for Jeff Jones, and they're going to need that perimeter shooting.
North Carolina very active in that zone.
Shot clock at 4. Staples. Chris Alexander, what a rebound.
Keeps the ball alive. Alexander's one of those unsung heroes that you need on a basketball team. A typical, what we define as a role player, a defensive guy inside.
Hey, that was a big bucket, too. Down by 12, they needed it. Knocked away by Williford. Williams, 3. Spins out on one. Calabria with a rebound, then lost it. Jump ball possession arrow. We'll give it to Virginia.
You know, Calabria is not just a perimeter shooter. He does a lot of little things. He can pass the ball. He works hard defensively. And he's much more active on a rebounding end as well. I'll tell you, Mike, he is a better player than I thought.
He's averaging nearly 5 rebounds a game. Last year, he was definitely the best outside shooter on this team, and still, from a percentage standpoint, still is. 57-47, 12-41 to go in the game.
Virginia getting a little bit rigid now from the perimeter.
Corey Alexander couldn't hit the 3. Here's Calabria back the other way. Stackhouse with a 3. Corey Alexander with a rebound. Pushes it ahead. Williford. Nice move by Williford.
I think Williford's going to get back in the starting position. I really do. I think he's starting to pick his game up slowly over the last few games because Jamal Robinson really, Mike, has really suffered. I don't believe the kid is playing with any kind of confidence at all. He's too talented. He's a slasher.
McGinnis with a double clutch. Tried to draw the foul. Doesn't get it. Dean back the other way to Staples. Oh, it's a layup.
Didn't get the good angle.
Williford. Lost it. Out to Virginia.
What a big possession right there.
North Carolina.
What a big possession. You can cut this to 6. Could be a 4-point turnaround. Staples didn't get the good angle. He's so acclimated to running to the 3-point line, he doesn't know what a layup is. There's that high screen by Stackhouse. Then he likes to release inside. Williford's a pretty good defensive player.
Landry getting a lot of minutes tonight. Wallace. Baseline. Nice shot.
So explosive. He's got the great legs. I love
Wallace, who is the number 8 scorer in the ACC, has 13 tonight.
I love the way he posts up when he really wants the ball.
Corey Alexander fouled as he went to the left side of the lane, tried to get the pass. And it's on Calabria. That'll put them in the 1-1.
Watch Rashid. There goes the king inside. Rashid says, get me to rock, number 30. He screens and then he drops off. There's a screen. There's a little spin. That little jumper, drop step to the baseline. Look at that drop step. There's that little jumper. Eat your heart out, Digger and John. You don't have Wallace on your team. They got Damon Stoudemire, though. We'll have to figure a way to stop Damon. Damon had 45. You ready for this? Against Stanford. Bill Burrow was telling me today, a fine journalist from down here in the North Carolina area. When you look at the balance of the country, this past weekend, 3 of the Final 4 teams were beaten. The only one to win out of the 4, when you take a look, Florida got beat, Arkansas got beat.
Virginia missed its first free throw. Wallace lost it on the way up, but he is fouled by Dean. Number 1 on Harold Dean. And Virginia, which has not won at Chapel Hill since 1981, is beginning to run out of time, down by 10 with 11:06 to go, and not showing too many signs of making a run.
As we take a look at Stackhouse on the side, you had Duke get beat also. Just incredible this past weekend. Arizona was the only one to win because of the great performance by Stoudemire. When you get 45 and a double OT on the road, every point is such unbelievably a special goal. Tamari hooks up with Tyus Edney out there in Tucson.
Rasheed Wallace hits them both. Rasheed Wallace with 15, and Zwicker went down hard.
He's grabbing his ankle.
That usually happens when you step on somebody else's shoe and turn it all over.
He has worked so hard to be able to give them some minutes off the bench. Bill Guthridge has done such a great job with Serge Zwicker, who has been really a project. It's been a guy that's been able now to come in and give him some positive moments. It's definitely his ankle. We're going to take a look at Zwicker's in this position here. Watch his ankle. There's Serge now trying to step in. That's his left ankle right there, Mike. It's the left ankle. This is being carried off. This team so thin as it is. They lost Pat Sullivan. I watched Pat Sullivan work out today. That's a look at Pat right there standing from out of Pagoda, New Jersey. I hope they give him a 6th year. I tell you, my wife and I watched him today at practice with the medicine ball. He certainly can't bend yet, but he's working so hard trying to rehabilitate, and they can't afford to lose Serge Zwicker.
The numbers on Sullivan and Zwicker in obvious discomfort. The lead is 12 now for North Carolina with 10:59 to go in the game.
It's not the numbers by Sullivan. It's the fact of an extra body with experience in the attack.
And a smart player. Harold Dean, great drive, but he missed the shot.
Dean and Staples come up empty in 2 possessions on drives to the goal.
Wallace with half a dozen rebounds. McGinnis back the other way.
What a threat. When you have a threat at the point guard position that can score, a threat on the wings with Donald Williams, a threat in the box with Rasheed Wallace, you're in trouble.
They look pretty good, don't they?
Exactly.
63-49. Virginia in a lot of trouble right here. They need a bucket in the worst way. Staples, well, he'll draw the foul as Landry tried to go up over him and instead went right through him.
Great head fake. Staples really moves well without the ball. Watch number 5. He's trying to drift. Now he's going to go down inside, and he's going to slide out to the 3-point line. There's the head fake, and there's the contact.
Might have been advised to try to get the shot off. You see Zwicker going to the locker room. Looks like he's moving a little bit better than he was when he initially came off the court, and that's what normally happens with the ankle injury. Virginia, the best free throw shooting team in the ACC. They have missed only 1 tonight. And what a turnaround. Virginia's first in free throws, North Carolina's last.
You know, North Carolina's starting 5 is probably as good as any starting 5 in America. If you don't get into their bench and make them reach down or get a guy like Wallace in foul trouble, you can have yourself some major problems. The problem is if you can get to their bench and get them in foul trouble, you got a chance to beat that basketball team.
Now Stackhouse has played the entire second half of those 3 personal fouls as Staples gets the roll on the second one, and they really haven't made him work a lot on defense.
They're going to go to a full court trap. North Carolina usually very effective at spreading the court and looking diagonal, looking opposite against the trap.
There goes Stackhouse, kicks it back outside. Williams finally missed one.
That was a designated spot in their secondary phase of their attacking the pressure, looking to the 3-point line.
Corey Alexander bursts down the lane, and he's fouled by Wallace.
That's Corey Alexander's game. Take the rock to the basket. Little isolation to clear out. Get him a little one-on-one.
Believe it or not, National Hockey Night is back. The Sabres and the Rangers, 7:30 Eastern on Friday night. The Rangers will hoist the banner coming off their first Stanley Cup win since 1940. And it's about time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe baseball ought to look and see what they're doing.
Exactly. They better get back and start swinging the bats and stop all this greed, both owners and players. I mean, I want to see spring training. I'm jealous. I like to go out there. Hey, Mike.
I think you'll see spring training. You just may not recognize anybody in it.
Ooh, they're talking about the Negroes playing. 55, maybe there's a shot for me. I'm going to a training camp. I saw they're taking ads now. I'm going to run out there. I'm going to get on a pitching mound and show my days when I was young. I used to have some fastball.
I'll bet. That'll be ugly. I might pay to see it, though. 63-53, 9:48 to go. Virginia still hanging around.
Especially with the three-point shot.
Stackhouse, what a drive. Shot wouldn't fall. Burrow rebound.
Big possession.
9 for Junior.
Big possessions right now by
The way it is. Dean. Burrow. Tough shot. Got the bounce.
He does such a sensational job of sealing off the defense when he gets in deep with the basketball.
Cavaliers coming back again. They have it down to 8 with 9:18 left.
Match up Burrow and Wallace. See, right now you need a big basket. You slide the big guy in with a little mismatch, a little M&Emmer. You go inside to Wallace. You look for the dump down.
McGinnis back to Williams. Donald tries a runner and he's fouled.
He's not dumping it down tonight. He knows he feels it.
Curtis Staples picks up the foul.
He had those great numbers prior to his injury last year, Donald Williams. Then he struggled from that point on.
Excuse me, it was on Harold Dean and not Staples.
2 shots.
Kelvin Sampson's doing a heck of a job down in Oklahoma. They got a great scorer named Ryan Miner, who's also a baseball player.
Williams inexplicably has struggled as a free throw shooter, 63%.
Hey, wait a minute now. Inexplicably? Don't you use 4-syllable words like that with me? Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's right. You're the one that said ITY in the zone. Yeah, I guess I can't use inexplicably.
Oh, wow. You got to adjust your, you can use that with Dan Bonner, but you can't use that with me.
We're down to the lowest common denominator now, huh?
Exactly.
65-55. Another big possession for Virginia. And from now on, each one gets bigger.
They got 3 perimeter players that play with 3 guards now with Staples on the court along with Dean and Alexander.
Williford tries to get in the lane, then kicks it back out. Shot clock at 10.
Reverse it, swing it side to side.
Williford down the lane. Nice move. He's given them some quality minutes in the second half.
Yeah, he's really played well, especially offensively. They know he can play D's. Check it up now, Dion Stackhouse.
65-57.
Loves the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ate his heart out when they got beat.
Tried the backdoor pass, picked off by Corey Alexander.
Good job by Alexander, midpoint. He's seen ball and man.
Dean inside the three-point line, but he buries it. 65-59.
This team's got a lot of guts, a lot of heart. We saw it in that comeback against Duke. You're down 23 in the second half, and you win against an emotional Duke team.
They're used to coming back, aren't they?
They told me a little bit about their character.
Stackhouse had to pick up the dribble. This is Calabria. Tries to lean into one. Wallace lost it. And a foul on Williford.
That's not going to surprise you, Mike. You look at the numbers here, 19-7. Virginia goes in a little deeper, bringing guys like Barnes and certainly Williford and Staples. Jeff Jones utilizes his bench. North Carolina very thin off the bench, as we've documented all year long.
Wallace hits the first free throw. Virginia shooting 60% this year.
Came out of Simon Gratz. They thought they had him at Villanova. They thought it was a lock as you look at his numbers here tonight.
5 out of 6 from the line tonight as he hits them both. 67-59. Carolina by 8 with 7:47 left. North Carolina can hold its lead. The Tar Heels would move into a first-place tie in the ACC with Virginia, with Maryland a half game behind.
It's hard to believe that Duke will be on a cellar at 0-5 with 3 home losses. I mean, that's just incredible to think about with Cherokee Parks and Eric Meek, and you think about Capel and Collins, all those Duke kids. It's hard to believe that as you look at the standings here, but that's the way of life for the ACC, the toughest conference of them all.
7:40 to go in the game.
2-3 zone allows a lot of gaps and seams on the wings.
And they've got the 3-point shooters in there. Staples.
What a
nice pass to Burrow. What a pass by Williford.
Hey, is Williford playing outstanding basketball?
He's been superb.
He stepped right into the heart and gutted that zone, got up to the high post, and then dropped the ball down to the baseline. What a tremendous pass by Williford.
And how many times in recent years as the ball bounces off of McGinnis, how many times have Virginia fans watched their team come to Chapel Hill, play well for a while, and then get blown out? Not tonight.
Great look to the free throw line and then a dump down to Burrows.
Huge possession here. Down by 6-7 minutes left.
North Carolina, multiple defenses rotate out of the zone into the man-to-man.
Burrow trying to make Wallace do something, puts up a poor shot.
Got to bring it out and get the good high percentage shot. Inside, outside.
Burrow again, he makes this one.
I'll tell you the one thing he is doing, though, he's taking the ball right at Wallace and he's protecting the basketball.
Junior Burrow with 16, the lead is cut to 4.
We got one heck of a game here. This is unbelievable.
What a move by Stackhouse. Wouldn't go for it.
Remember this, people, Virginia's 4-0 in the conference, winning 3 on the road.
Corey Alexander won't go. The tip by Burrow won't go. And McGinnis, the little guy, grabs the rebound.
He gives you such an extra dimension at 6'4" as a guard. He can give you rebounding as well as playing on a perimeter and controlling the offense.
Gets nearly 4 a game.
Williford's done a great job neutralizing Stackhouse.
Wallace with a jump, a pretty shot.
Whenever they need the big basket, just bring it down to the big fella, and the big fella can convert on the interior. He can take it to the rack.
Rasheed Wallace with 19. The lead grows to 6 again.
Ran a double high post, not only a back screen for Burrow.
Williford into the lane, double clutch. Burrow kept it alive.
Took it back out. Get it in Dean's hands. I think Harold Dean's a guy you got to think about right now. They haven't been thinking about him, and he's a guy that's capable of knocking the 3.
Staples, a line drive, 3 won't go.
Not a good shot. Didn't get that shot within the realm of their offense. He forced that.
Lead pass to Stackhouse, knocked away by Virginia out to North Carolina, and Stackhouse went down hard.
Stackhouse right now in a defensive end. Burrow takes it right at him, then he gets it back down inside. He says, anything you can do, I can do better.
McGinnis comes out of the ball game, and Shammond Williams, number 15, checks in.
North Carolina really small right now, Mike, playing without Wallace. Really small. When you're talking their front court, they're going with Stackhouse, Calabria, and basically Williams.
Or Landry, neither one of them very big. Stackhouse missed the follow. Calabria can't get it to fall. Virginia basketball.
Now, see, if
Stackhouse is tired.
See, if you're Virginia right now, you got to go inside. You got to try and get a deuce inside. Yuri Barnes. I would bring the ball into Barnes. He's got fresh legs, coming off the bench. He's got size. Slide him down to the box. Slide Barnes down inside. Get him the ball against Calabria.
Corey Alexander against Shammond Williams. Lost it on the way up.
Not a smart play right there. You got such an advantage. You got a guy with fresh legs. He's definitely a scoring threat. He's got size.
And a big possession, and they didn't even get a shot out.
That really hurts. You got to take advantage of this now if you're Virginia from the sheet sitting down.
Carolina working the clock. They want to shorten the game. We're down to 4:16. Serge Zwicker has not come back to the North Carolina bench after that ankle injury.
Spread the court, maximize this, a big possession. You go up 8 here, this is big.
Williams with a runner. Virginia ball. Harold Dean comes out. And out of bounds to Carolina. And Jeff Jones exploded off the bench on that call.
2 really bad possessions, though, by Virginia. He tried to make a spectacular pass. You can't take a chance and gamble there when you're down 6.
The story from Chapel Hill, number 3 North Carolina leading number 18 Virginia by 6. The Cavaliers, the last 2 possessions, threw the ball away on both, did not get a shot in defense of being number 1 in the ACC. Not a good sign.
They're going to give a little rest to Stackhouse. Look at this.
And I think Burrow may have gotten away with a push.
He did. He got shoved. That did.
Williford for 3. And knocked out of bounds out to Carolina.
You know, if you look at possessions in the Duke game, the last 21 possessions, Virginia had 19 times they converted, and they got 43 points in their last 19 possessions. Anytime you can go over 1.0 in a possession, as you look here at the field goal percentage, you're doing super, talking to Dean Smith. Unbelievable. Virginia's got to shoot the ball a lot better, especially late in the game. They shot brilliantly late against Duke.
3:24 left in the ball game. North Carolina by 6, fighting for a share of the ACC lead. McGinnis on Corey Alexander.
McGinnis really gets in deep, back to the basket. What a competitor. He really knows how to win.
The lead is 8.
Virginia had really a shot.
Dean for 3. Burrow, offensive rebound, got the ball.
Big basket to hang in, down 6.
Junior Burrow has 18.
He's got strong hands.
Dick, Virginia just hasn't been able to make the big shot to cut the gap.
Exactly. They got to come up with a big defensive stop here and knock down a trifecta.
2:43 and counting.
Very capable, though. Very capable. North Carolina trying to maximize the possession. Joey Stackhouse struggling, shooting 2 for 13.
Williams forces one up, won't go. Kept in bounds by the Cavaliers. The lead is 6.
Watch Dean. Oh, great look. What a great look. Unbelievable look by Harold Dean. Boy, what a pass. Gave up the rock diagonally. We got a game, baby. We're going down to Mailbox time.
They cut it to 4. 2:08 to go.
What drama building. If they could go 5-0, Virginia with 4 W's on the road. What a leg up on everyone.
Virginia has come back time and time again. They can't get it over the hump. Williams had it knocked away, got it back. A runner. Oh, what a shot by Donald Williams.
He makes the big shots, Mike. He wants the rock. He's really not a third option.
Donald Williams has 23, and here's a hold against North Carolina. That will get the crowd on its feet.
Junior Burrow has done a solid job on the inside. Dean Smith knows he's tough. He's very physical. There's the great hands to catch. And now he's going to square his body. Stackhouse doesn't want to foul him. Then we're going to take right here. Look at Dean with that no-look Magic Johnson pass, the diagonal look, the Jason Kidd look, the Randy Livingston look. Hey, let's salute Dale Brown. What a job he's doing at Alabama. I would have never thought it. Look at free throws.
Cavaliers have hit 10 out of 11 as a team. North Carolina 14 out of 16. Both teams really shooting it well, and you don't expect that these days out of North Carolina.
I mentioned LSU. I had them against Oklahoma State. They were being blown out by about 40 or 50. I never thought that team would be undefeated in the SEC right now. 16 for Junior Burrow. Randy Livingston's one of those great no-look passers. Dale Brown should be saluted for getting that club and where they're at.
Alexander hits them both. The lead is cut to 4 again with 1:40 left.
They're going to spread the court, put the ball in McGinnis's hands. Alexander's going to play him tough. See, I would try to keep the ball away from McGinnis. Don't let him set up the offense.
What a brilliant sophomore year McGinnis has had so far. The lob to Wallace.
Great decision. Spread the court, bring the ball into Wallace, take away help. They could not give any kind of help down inside. Just a great call by Michelangelo.
The 3 won't go. Carolina basketball. Donald Williams, 1:09 left. The lead is 6.
Spread the court, kick it out. Virginia's got to think a little bit about fouling.
And they do. The reach in by Corey Alexander.
North Carolina last in the ACC in free throw shooting.
But they've been superb tonight.
Year after year, what clubs? As we look here at the free throw line, North Carolina in the hunt right now for Randall Jackson, about a 6'10" player everybody wants. Looks like it'll be Connecticut, North Carolina, or possibly Kentucky. He's out of Massachusetts.
You saw North Carolina last in the ACC in free throws. That hasn't happened since the 77-78 season.
Unbelievable. Hey, we got to salute North Carolina. You ready for this? Their women's team is 16-0. Their men's team right now 12-1, 28-1. And you got to salute the people in Stores, the capital of the basketball world. I mean, 13-0 with the women and 13-0 with the men.
Nice night from McGinnis, above his season's average in both categories.
And he's done a great job defensively on Corey Alexander.
Missed the second free throw, however. The lead is 7 with 57 seconds to go in Virginia ball.
I'm strong in math, Mike, and that tells me that's a 3-possession game. I'm weak spelling, you know. You quote me earlier.
Yeah. Weak is not the description.
I mean, I couldn't spell done. Mike gave me T and E. Oh, there's a screen for Alexander.
Jumping down to Burrow. That makes it a 5-point game. Virginia calls time with 51 seconds to go.
Good. I've seen so many teams try to shoot the three and panic. Right there, the deuce is as good as a three right now in this situation.
Are you or someone you
76-71 North Carolina by 5. Virginia at the Dean Smith Center has never won. In fact, they have won 3 times in history in Chapel Hill. While last back in 1981 at Carmichael Auditorium. And that took overtime with Ralph Sampson and Jeff Jones.
That was the Terry Holland era. Terry certainly now a leading candidate for that AD's job. They can't go wrong with either Terry or Fred Littlebridge.
Stackhouse double team. Virginia's going to have to foul with 45 seconds to go. Stackhouse goes down, and there is the foul.
Dean Smith a little upset. He doesn't believe in a lot of physical play. He said, hey, physical contact is not needed in the game of basketball. He was really upset with the way Clemson played against him physically. And Rick Barnes says, I'm not going to apologize for the effort of my kids. I'll apologize for my behavior in getting ejected. But we're going to play physical basketball.
Virginia only 1 timeout left.
I read those quotes in the paper. See, I can read.
Stackhouse goes to the line. I know you can.
He's had a tough time shooting the ball tonight.
These are big free throws, too. The lead is only 5, a 2-possession game. He's hit 2 out of 3 from the line.
Plenty of time left, and they're so explosive with a guy like Dean or Alexander, who certainly can knock him down, and Staples as well.
Stackhouse hits the second one. The lead is 6.
Get an easy 2, take the easy 2 quickly.
I like the 3.
If you can get the 3, take the 3.
Dean.
He said, why not? I'll get it for you, Mike. I'll get it for you. Full-court trap, going to make him go to the line again.
Here's why I like the 3, Dick. If you hit the 3, as he did, now it's a 3-point game. It's 1 possession, but you have to foul and send them back to the line. They hit 1 free throw. It's now a 2-possession game again, and you have to hit another 3.
Well, if the 3's going to go down, obviously that's a great shot. But if you get the unmolested layup, you take the unmolested layup. But I can understand your mathematical theory and concept, even though I didn't go to Harvard.
I can spell, too.
I know you can.
Stackhouse, who just hit 1 of 2, did get the roll tantalizingly over the edge.
He's stepping off that line too quickly. He's stepping off that line.
He's hit 3 of 5. If he misses this one, Virginia could tie with a 3.
And they got the guys capable of shooting the 3, but he says, no, not going to give you the 3.
Corey Alexander to the lane, banked it up. Burrow kept it alive. Wallace with the save. Virginia has it back.
Great basket. Get a timeout.
They've cut it to 2. Here's Landry. This may be the guy to foul, and they get him with 21.1 seconds to go. Although Landry is a 75% free throw shooter, here is a walk-on who doesn't play that much, going to the line in a real pressure situation.
In a pressure cooker right now. He does have a nice stroke. He really does. But as you say, this is a whole different scenario. But this kid, you talk about character. There they are, really. Look at Virginia scrapping. Look at Rasheed. Now, so you don't want to flip the ball back under your opponent's basket back to the baseline. Not a good play right there.
Huge shots for Landry. Misses the first.
Well, we're looking at a possible tie. Now, if you're North Carolina, you have to think about perimeter three-point defense if he converts this. If he doesn't convert this, you got to watch the deuce inside as well, because overtime, you ready for this? Virginia hasn't lost in the last 11 times in overtime on the road. That's unbelievable.
3-point game, 21 seconds left.
Virginia goes to OT. They usually have lots of success.
Corey Alexander dumps it to Burrow. Missed the shot, partially blocked.
They're down 3.
For 3.
Throw it out for the It's all over. They had a look at the three, and if this baby went OT, can you believe it, John? Virginia has won 11 games in a row in overtime on the road, but no OT tonight, Michael P.
They certainly had their shots at it.
Wow, they did. They had the opportunity. They never quit. And with their defensive game plan, there's the Hogs. A lot of respect for each other. They're going to be tough from now on to beating Charlottesville. I really believe they did a lot of growing up, winning at Duke, and have played himself tough here. Donald Williams, the guy we talked about. There's a hug for Donald. He was really brilliant here.
Dick, I think your point about Virginia is very well taken. They had won 3 of their 4 games on the road. They come in here. They came back one time after another, a couple of inches away from tying it up against North Carolina and sending it into overtime. This is going to be a very, very good basketball team.
Oh, they're really growing up. They really are. They're maturing, especially the perimeter people. There's the good shot by Staples. He normally makes that. There's the good effort. Burrow kicks it back out. See, Dean should have shot it quicker. I think he should have shot it quicker. Then he made himself take a tough shot, an off-balance shot.
And he had Corey Alexander open on the wing.
And as Rasheed throwing it up, what a win. They had a scrap and claw here to get the W. Look at this Sports Center coming up next, baby. Little Sports Center. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da.
Great game for both ball clubs. Carolina wins it. The ACC is tied for Dick Vitale and our entire crew. This is Mike Patrick. Welcome to Cameron Indoor Stadium for one of basketball's greatest rivalries. We're in Durham, North Carolina, the heart of the ACC, and tonight, number 2, North Carolina faces the Blue Devils of Duke. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick and Dick Vitale. It's great to have you with us. Even with Wallace and Stackhouse, the great players inside, at the beginning of the season, North Carolina looked vulnerable. Now with the balance and the outside shooting, I don't know.